Well, hello, my friend, and thank you for joining me for a brand new week of discovering more about the Lord and His ways. So, today I want to talk about the Lord as our compassionate Creator. And there's a psalm that really just struck my heart as I was going through it the other day. It's over in Psalm 145, verses 8 through 9. Look at this, it's amazing. The Lord is gracious and compassionate, slow to anger, and great in faithful love. The Lord is good to everyone. His compassion rests on all He has made. Man, there are so many places we could go to illustrate that, but let me take you to an unusual one, the story of Jonah. And you see it in the visual behind me, Jonah being tossed over into the sea. You know the story. He was running from God because God wanted him to go to Nineveh, that evil city, to preach the gospel so they would repent. But He didn't want them to repent. He hated them. So he was running away on the ship. The guys found out on the ship that it was because of Jonah that there were these storms and things hitting the boat, and so they tossed him overboard. That's the compassion of the Lord, my friend. Now you might be thinking, what? Well, it's because the Lord wanted a great fish to come and swallow him up. That was the compassion as well. What? See, it's the Lord rescuing us in unusual ways. It just doesn't look like it at the time. And certainly the story of Jonah is God's compassion dealing with him, his runaway prophet, to bring him back into Himself over and over and over again, even when it doesn't look like compassion. Many years ago when I was still in seminary, I had lost a job at a particular tennis center. I was a tennis teaching professional. There was a hostile takeover. They just replaced all of us in upper level staff. And so I was being interviewed for a position at another club, and it looked great. The interview went great. The guy and I had a great rapport. But 2 days later, I got a call where he says, I've decided I'm going with a younger college guy. I think you're overqualified. Well, that was so bizarre to me. I just had to laugh. I hung up. I was laughing, and my wife overheard it and said, "Was that the guy? Did you get the job?" I said, "No." Well, then why are you laughing? Because it's so bizarre. God must have something even better down the road. You see, the Lord does things that looks like tragedy or looks like He's not being fair. We don't get the promotion. We don't get the raise. We don't get the job. And somehow, some way, it's His compassion and His better idea. A week later, I got an offer to get my first staff position at the church we were attending, a mega church. I was one of 12 pastors as a student pastor. But God had to close some doors that looked like He was cutting out on me, letting me down. But He wasn't. He was winding up to do something special. He is a God of compassion, even when it doesn't look like it. Oh, until next time, keep listening for those compassionate whispers and acts of God.